What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. We are back again with another tips with Tish, and today I'm going to show you guys how to hit a divot or to create a divot after the ball. So let's get to it. Alright, so how to create a divot after the ball. Now, for a lot of you, this may come natural. You may already have it figured out. Just having a better understanding, I think a lot of it is a little bit of common sense and when you know your swing enough. But I want to walk you guys through it and give you an awesome drill that has really helped me make sure that I'm always compacting the ball and hitting a divot after the ball. So here we are. Alright, so the first question is why am I chunking my ball, or why is my divot behind the ball? Well, there could be many reasons why, but at the end of it, one of the biggest things is, or most common that I've seen, is that a lot of the times when you're hitting behind the ball, you are dumping your energy way too soon, causing that chunk. Now, how you do it, there's multiple ways. You can literally be casting your hands too soon. You could be getting stuck with your body, colliding, and then having no choice but to dump it. This one is the most common one I've seen, so we're going to talk through this one. So when you're getting to the top of your swing, it's very easy to want to rush and initiate that downswing. And when you collide with your body, you're literally in a stuck place. And when you're here, it's hard to maintain this angle that you see, to hold it to get to a point of having a divot after the ball. Naturally, when you have a divot after the ball and you're able to achieve it, so I'll go in slow motion. When you're able to achieve getting a divot after the ball, your right arm, if you're right-handed, should still be slightly bent. If you're already straightening your arm right beforehand, it's basically a no-go zone. So once you're bent at impact like this, it'll allow you to naturally get to a letter Y right after impact. And if you're not achieving this angle after impact, if you're already creating that Y before impact, then we have a problem that we need to work on. So how are we going to stop getting stuck and help maintain these angles? Well, we're going to make sure that our lower body doesn't get in the way, and we're going to create lag in your golf swing. So what is lag? Lag is when your club head is trailing behind your hands. You'll see every tour pro do this, whether it's men's or women's tour, and they're able to hold that angle. Now, this is not something that you force. You may have to feel like it's kind of like in a brace, like a mold, but you never want to flex your wrist to get to that point. So making sure that your limbs are relaxed is going to be key, so that your wrist, it will allow you to create that momentum. Like if you were to swing like a lasso, you may see a lot of people practice swing like this, because it allows you to get the feel of lag. See how my club head is trailing behind my hands. With this, I don't think I could ever really chunk it, because I'm holding the lag so much that I'm straightening my arms far past impact. So that's a good little practice drill. You don't want to get used to that swing because it's a little sloppy and it's hard to maintain angles when you're too loose, but that's just a way to feel the lag. So one of the biggest things is once you create that letter L on your swing, you just want to maintain and hold that letter L until you get back to 9 o'clock. And here you'll have more tension, more lag. You would have moved a little more laterally. But from here, the biggest thing that you want to make sure is that you're getting your elbow in front of your hip. So it kind of feels like it's connecting, but in front, as opposed to stuck and dump. So we'll get to the top, create that letter L, bring it down to 9 o'clock with elbow in front of hip. Then you can fire everything, and from that point it'll be extremely hard to chunk the ball, and you'll have a divot in front every single time. It's going to be a scary feeling at first. You may feel like you're going to almost shank the ball when you're holding this angle too long, but when you're doing this, you want to make sure when you're rehearsing you're not overdoing it. You don't want to go from here and hold it open. You still want the club face to be square to the path that you're on. So no need to overdo it, and no need to force your elbow into your hip. You don't want to crunch your arms. You still want that width. So make sure that you can do this rehearsal. Go from here, practice to 9 o'clock, go back, practice to 9 o'clock, and then hit a ball. That's a great way to feel that sensation. But make sure that when you're making those moves that it's well thought out and not rushed. Making sure when you get to here, club is parallel to the ground, elbows nice and in front. I've made my lateral move, and then you can create that divot with your arms becoming straight after the ball. So from here, it'll look like this, creating that letter L, back to 9 o'clock. Again, here, divot in front, just like that. Another point where when you're trying to make sure that you're creating a divot in front of the ball, a lot of it can easily be created by kind of cheating it in some sense. You'll see a lot of players actually jump at the ball, and you can be stuck and jump and you'll still be able to get that divot in front, but that's not how you want to achieve it. You still want that right foot to come and roll through, as opposed to jumping and changing your spine angle up to allow yourself to hit a divot after the ball. And that's also inconsistent. You might actually hit a lot of thin shots this way, so you'll actually get away with dumping the energy, getting stuck, but if you're lifting, you won't hit fat and you can still get away with a divot in front. So again, this is while rehearsing this, you want to make sure that we're not trying to get that jumping motion. All right, you guys, so I have this drill that is great and will help you guys achieve this without having to think about it too much. So as you can see, I have 2 clubs down, but I'm actually gonna break this apart and use this ball that we have here. All right, so it would be, if you have a towel, grab a towel, lay a towel about maybe to your comfortability, but I'd say for me, I like it about 6 inches in front. You can do like a foot in front even, and it'll just, the visual aspect will change the way you look at it. So I'll do about in between that, and then from here, set up your alignment sticks. I don't have my alignment sticks with me, I have 2 clubs, towards your target. So I will go at the blue flag, create a railway here. So something of this nature, just like so. And now you have the perfect drill to allow you to make sure you create a divot in front, all while making sure your path is not going too crazy into out or out to in. That's what these railways are for. Whenever it comes to aligning yourself, I highly, highly recommend doing railways, because if you get used to only one stick, you can get used to swinging very out to in or in to out because you don't have anything blocking the other side. All right, so now we have the setup. Let's give it a go. So we're nice and aligned. We're doing our rehearsal, making sure that right elbow, if you're right-handed, is getting in front of that right hip and hitting a shot here. We'll go again. I'll try and go a little closer to the towel, see how I do. You never really want to hit it on the backswing, that's a hard thing. There we go. Now let's try this even with the drill. Put it. I don't want to hit the towel for this one. Okay. So now we're going to try it with the pause in it. Now this one will be challenging. Lots of chunks before you get it right. Ooh, that's a good one right there. Okay. That's good. Yeah. All right, you guys, you now know how to create a divot after the ball. You now know how to be aware of it and the most common ways it happens, why chunking and sculling happens. You now know the way to cheat your way through it. You now know some drills to rehearse to help you improve on that, and making sure that you're lagging your club, getting that right elbow nice and in front, followed by straightening your arms after the ball. You now have drills that you could do, which you can go from here and pause, and then give it a hit, and you can pair that with this setup, as you can see right here with the towel drill, with the railways. Again, overemphasizing the railways because that will help you with your path direction. You can always achieve getting a divot after the ball by going majorly outside in too. You can go literally dumping the energy, but if you're coming so far out in, you can get away with it. But having the railways will help make sure that that never happens too far into out or out to in. So there you have it, you guys. You now know how to make a divot after the ball. I'm sure that this will help some of you out there. If not, tell your friends. So If you like what you see, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notifications button so you don't miss a beat. Bye for now. Easy peasy.